Let's start with introducing your business, what it is that you do.
With the Evolve firm, we do visual communications branding for small businesses and anything from graphics to web development, as well as promotional products and printing options for our clients.
Okay, so what kind of challenges were you facing in your business that led you to seek out hiring a virtual assistant?
It was basically handling all the added clientele. We had contractors that we were working with before I had in-house personnel. And then we just found that that formula wasn't really working for us over the years. We were spending more money on in-house HR and all that stuff. So we just went into really just contracting work as they come in. And that model seemed to work for us much better. The overhead was less, and projects were actually getting pushed out faster because they want to get paid. They're able to meet deadlines faster and the quality was better versus having in-house employees on payroll. And we decided to go in this route too because we wanted to see if we, with the increase of clients that we've gotten over the past couple months, and we just wanted to go ahead and extend more services too. And so because of that, we just wanted to see what it would look like to hire somebody overseas and see if it produced faster work and quality, of course, which it has. So we definitely benefited from it. And there's a big difference too, especially with, I've been working with Jana and she has been amazing. She is still learning like how we do things, the types of graphics that we're looking for, because there's certain looks and branding concepts for different clients. So it's not a one type of graphics or branding for that fits all. We have to be very particular and also conscious and aware of branding guidelines for every client. And we have clients, we've got engineers, we've got doctors, we've got med spas, and every look, every client is going to be different. So she's done very good as far as balancing all of it. We haven't unloaded all our clients and given her a lot of projects. Right now, we're in the second month with her. So we're trying to see where her skills lie, where to best put her, or what type of projects to give her to see what she excels in.
What made you decide to choose my company, Crükus Virtual Staffing, to do your hiring for you?
Oh, that's so obvious. Now, when we first sat down at Black Rifle and we were talking about it, that was something that I hadn't thought too much about it. I have actually a couple clients that have hired their VAs overseas. So watching their process in it. And so instead of going with their agency, of course, I'd rather go with somebody that I know and I trust and have worked with before and can see basically on a daily occurrence. That's why I went with Crükus. And so far, it has been amazing. Everyone that I've talked to that has already used your services had only great things to say about their experience. And so I wanted to try it out for myself. That's why right now I wanted to start off with part time and see how it goes. And I think it's working out well. So we're going to be definitely working for full time here in a few months.
Awesome. I love that. So let's talk about the hiring process because typically, if somebody's going to try and DIY their own hiring, they're looking at anywhere from 40 to 80 hours of work, plus the skill set and the knowledge base and all that comes with it. And people might think I list my job over here at onlinejobs.ph and it's going to magically produce what I need. But we reach well beyond just one means of hiring. And then, so I want to address what you think as far as the pool of candidates go, and then also the process itself, how it was as far as presentation of candidates and then the selection process. What are your overall thoughts there?
The overall process was very impressive. I honestly have shown it to so many people who have been thinking about hiring a VA. To me, it had saved me so much time because I had DIY'd it before and it was a pain in the butt. I really don't like going through that process. And me, I'm such a softie. I'm like, oh, you want an opportunity? Here you go. And I'm not doing it properly because I want to give people a chance. I want to give them that benefit of a doubt. And that's a big flaw for me that I'm still working through. But having your team do it, Amara, she has been amazing, very consistent. That's what I love. So the pool of candidates that they gave me, this is also where I had to learn to be more specific of what I was looking for. Because honestly, I was just like, I want to see what you guys can do. I want to see what you can bring to the table. And the first pool of candidates she brought were just phenomenal. And then this is where my story is a little bit different because we took it a different route. And I said, you know what? I'd like to work with a female, which kind of made our process a little bit longer. But I'm honestly very happy with the process and who I have now. This is someone that I could see long term. I love how they had the voice so you can hear that person first introduce themselves, what their strengths are, and then you could see their resume, and then also the notes from your HR department. So I love to hear their output, and that's what I always ask them. I ask them, "What do you think after the interview? Like, what stood out for you? Because here's what stood out for me, but maybe I missed something, and you guys are the expert in this field." And they had great input. Also, when it went to the third round, which was their interview with your team, did an excellent job interviewing. The questions were spot on. They were exactly what I would ask. They did a good job asking me, like, what's important for you? What's the hierarchy that's important for your company and the people that you're looking for? By the time she was done with the interview, I was like, oh, wow, she asked all the right questions. When it was my turn to ask, I lost for words because she asked everything. And honestly, it just made that whole process so much easier, stress free. So by the time that it was my turn to do the interview, this person had really been vetted. And I really like that because that just takes away so much stress on my part. They had the presentation neatly put together. They had the videos, the PDF versions, the notes. And I just love the communication process with your team. They were very upfront and honest. There was a few people that didn't show up to the interview or had connection issues. And instead of me being the one to reach out to them, your team did that. And they alleviated that stress off of my hands. So I was very thankful for that.
What does their day-to-day operations look like?
So we're still working on that. There's just because my schedule is so crazy. But we do meet every Monday. And then if a big project comes up, then I just send her the Google link and we talk real quick to go over that. She has more than enough work on her plate. Right now she's done 3 of our client stuff out of our 400 clients. Right now, she's still at the very beginning stage. I don't want to overwhelm her. She's done a great job. Right now, logos seem to be her strength. She's very good at logos. So that's why she's given those projects. Social media still needs some work on there. And I did give her a website layout just to see what she can handle with that, as well as a newsletter. But yeah, every project I do initial call with her. I show her samples. This is what the client's looking for. This is the brand guidelines. Here's what we're aiming for. And she does a very good job providing options.
How much time do you have to spend managing your VA, or is she really a self-starter and she's moving fine on her own?
She's very self sufficient, and that's what I love. So, what I do is on Slack, she tells me when she's logging on, and I'll tell her, okay, you got the projects from yesterday, focus on this, X, Y, and Z. Let me know when you're done. And she normally uploads it on Trello so I can see what she's done. And then she'll tell me, I still need more time on this and this. And I don't have to micromanage her at all. I'll send her critiques on what she's done. I'll send it to the client, and whatever feedback they have, I'll send it to her. And she does a really good job turning it around. So she's very good at communicating.
What's been the biggest takeaway from bringing a virtual assistant on out of the Philippines?
Honestly, I was very impressed with just the whole process, the interview process. To me, as a business owner, it's so hard doing it on your own, especially when you're trying to run the business and then you have to train somebody and go through all that. With your team, they already took care and kind of vetted out and really found the person that I was looking for. And it seemed like I didn't give much help on that one, but they were able to read in between the lines, which made it so much easier. That was my biggest takeaway was the process, and I showed it to everybody, and a lot of people were very impressed with it because they thought it would be a lot harder. They really thought that it would be the same process of DIYing it. And so that's why they avoided doing it that way. I was talking to a friend of mine who has an AC company, and she does everything while her husband goes out and does the work part. She does all the processing system, and that's taking up so much time for her. So that's why I'm trying to push her to give you a call, and showed her the system, and she really liked it. So it's just a matter of her actually getting ready to do it. The person that I hired, Jana, the college that she was going to, Amara told me that it was a very prestigious college and was very hard to get into. So she had a lot more insight in this person's background and education than I did. So that really helps because she knows she's from there. So that definitely helped with the decision making too.
So would you recommend the Crükus virtual assistant staffing
Oh,
services, and
absolutely.
why?
Yes, I would absolutely recommend Crükus services just because they take the time to listen. They have a great system already in place that has proven to work. And at first, I really was unsure of the whole system and the process itself. So I was um, really open to what you needed to be done or what needed to be done. And so the more you got into it, after looking at the first round of candidates, then you get an idea, more of a vision of who you're really looking for, because your team does such a good job really going through those tests, the skills tests especially, and then also providing their input too. That really helped me out with my process because I know that somebody who is skilled in this department and has been doing it for a long time, their opinions really do matter. And so the whole process in itself, that part which every business owner hates to do, they really alleviated that stress and they made it simple. They actually made it a little bit more enjoyable because now they're not just taking any candidate, they've got a string of things that these candidates have to go through to really find that one that person that you're looking for. And then the interview process itself, just listening to them interview the candidates, they're so professional, they're so nice, they're not intimidating. They are in a way, but not in a way that represents your company or your brand in a bad way, if that makes sense. That's what I really loved when Amara did it. She was so professional. When the candidate said, I'm so nervous, she was so calm and she said, don't be nervous. We're just going to go through the questions. And she talked to them the way I would have talked to them. And to me, that means so much. That goes a long way. It really does because they are in essence an extension of me at this time. And they've done a really good job because they listened to me, they talked to me. The communications through Slack was so easy and so seamless. And so by the time that I did read through the candidate stuff, everything was professional, everything was clear. I really didn't have a lot of questions because they answered it before I could get there. They were very proactive, and that really helped me out.
I
So
love
yes,
that.
I would definitely recommend them. Your team is excellent. I love it.